Scrappy Planner people, it's Tracy Reed here today, and I'm coming at you with an overview of my Frankenplanner for 2020. Now I know that I'm new to the planner community and new to the planner world, but immediately when I started using a happy planner, I realized that it didn't work for me. And not because I didn't enjoy using the happy planner. I really do enjoy using the happy planner, but using one planner layout for everything that I need to keep track of did not work for me. So I immediately bought a second one and used one for my work planner and one for my home planner. And I found that really worked, but I didn't like having two planners. So enter Frankenplanning. What Frankenplanning is when you take multiple planners and combine them into one ring system. Now the Happy Planner makes this really easy because it's very easy to take your planners in and out of the rings. It's very easy to mix and match how you please, and they have tons of inserts and things like that. So I am going to show you how I am sort of starting 2020, and hopefully I'll be adjusting along the way, of course, because you always have really high aspirations when it comes to a new year, and then you realize what actually works for you. But there were a few layouts that I really enjoyed, and so I wanted to use them all. And the first one is, I love this cover from The Encourager. First, it is, the sentiment is so me. It's so what I'm hoping for in 2020. And it seems like I'm off to a good start with my hashtag everyday selfie love challenge. It just went wild on Instagram, and you guys are enjoying the concept so much, and I'm so excited. It starts today, so if you don't know what that is, I will have a link to it in the comment section below so you can check it out. You can start anytime. If you are watching this in June, you can start then. There will be a whole new list up, but it is basically just a selfie challenge where you tell your own stories, and I have prompts for you in case you need some help telling your stories. But anyway, you can check that out on Instagram. But that is the cover that I chose for my Frankenplanner, and it makes me so happy. And so because it's the cover I chose, it's also the very first planner insert in my Frankenplanner. Now what I'm doing is I'm only keeping a quarter at a time of each planner in my Frankenplanner, because I have I think I have 4 different planners in here, and so if you tried to keep all of your planner in one ring or disc bound system, it would be way too thick. So I'm keeping 3 months at a time because I like to plan quarterly. I have my name. I cut it out in this cute vinyl. I just have it once at the beginning of my planner. And so I'm using the Encourager layout for my health and wellness. So this is going to keep track of my weight loss. I'm actually not in a weight loss mode anymore. I'm currently in maintenance, but it's going to keep track of my maintenance mode, and that's what I'm going to use this for, is keeping track of my weight, making sure I'm staying on point and not letting myself fall off the wagon. I love these. This will be a great, month or year at a glance as I start filling it out. And then the beginning of the calendar always has a roundup page for what your goals are and things like that. So I'm going to use this to keep track of my measurements every month, because since I'm not losing weight anymore, measurements are key. I'm trying to firm things up and grow some muscle. These are my 3 goals for the month, and the first one is hitting maintenance macros or maintenance calories, because I'm actually having a hard time eating that much, and I keep losing weight when I'm not wanting to. Because, after 3 years on a diet, eating more calories is scary. Anyway, I have what's inspiring me. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use this for. It has random act of kindness. I might actually use it as a roundup at the end of the month, kind of how I felt this month, where my mental health was, where my physical health was, etc. So then come into the January calendar, which I have not started filling out yet because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I think I think I might take this at the end of every week and make the week pretty and round up the exercise that I did. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm not sure yet because I have, a month on 2 pages calendar for every single section. So it's kind of hard to figure out what to put on each monthly calendar. If you have any ideas, you're gonna let me know below, but that's where I'm at right now. So then my weekly view, this is what the Encourager weekly view looks like. And it has like your regular appointments and all of that on the side here. And I actually covered those up. And this week I'm going to I'll probably end up trying out a few different layouts before I decide what I like, or a few different header sections before I decide what I like. But this week I've decided to go with my stats on the bottom. So my macros for the day, did I meet my calories? My TD, which is how many calories you burned just existing. My Apple Watch tracks that, and I know that, it's not crazy accurate. Actually, I heard that the most recent Apple Watches are really accurate compared to what they used to be, but that doesn't matter because I don't need an actual calorie number so much as a trend. Like if it says I moved 2,000 or I burned 2,000 calories existing on this day, did I maintain that all week? And how did that correlate with my weight for that week, etc. My sleep, my steps, my rings on my Apple Watch, did I close them all? What were the numbers? And my weight for the day, like my waking up weight. Exercise tracker, so what did I do to move my body that day? My mood, so I want to track my waking mood and my end of the day mood because those can change depending on what happened during the day. And then I also want to track this year one good thing that happened this day. So it might be something small, it might be something big, but I really think that tracking that and keeping a log of the good things that are happening will overall improve my mental place. So if I'm like, God, this week sucked, I can't believe how bad it was, I can look back and be like, well, no, actually good things happened. So then down here in the corner, this is wins this week. So what happened this week that was felt like a win for me. So maybe, this half of the week I feel like garbage, but I got out of bed. So getting out of bed when I felt like garbage could be a win. Running a really fast 5K could be a win. It could be anything that I just felt like made my day better, kind of a thing. And then we have a checklist over here that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with yet. I thought about recording run times, and I actually might end up doing that because I typically run 3 miles every other day, so I can record my overall run time plus the splits because I like to see, I'm a really big numbers girl, and I like to see how the numbers change and how I adjust. So I think I have just enough lines here to do that, so that's what I'm going to end up doing. So one thing about my Frankenplanner is that I really actually enjoy having all of the covers in my Frankenplanner. Now, not everybody does that. A lot of people don't want more than one cover, but I find them to be good dividers for one thing. And for another thing, I paid for these covers, I enjoy these covers, and I want to see them. So my Wonder Seeker Planner is actually what I've been using for my work planner since I started Happy Planning. This is very me, very girly and adorable. So this is my work planner. And I actually have 2 different work planners. I have one that's for social media and one that's for actual work jobs. And so what I have in here to begin with is some of these pages from one of the Happy Notes binders. And so they're like kind of doodly, and they're all blank right now, but I have a plan for them. So one is kind of like a brain dump list. Any of the blank ones will be a brain dump list. Actually, probably this one will be my brain dump list. If I have an idea for a product or something that I want to do, but I don't know when or whatever, it's going to go right here. And then the notes thing, or the Happy Notes books, come with these really cool habit/goal trackers. And I actually started using this in the last quarter of 2019 to see what I wanted to do. And so all of these different boxes are going to be different things. So habits, I think this is probably going to be a social media growth tracker. although I do have a social media section. And this is kind of what I'm struggling with, is I broke out my work planner into 2 planners, so I'm kind of struggling with where to put what. But anyway, we'll have sales goals. We'll have, I want to put a book reading list, or actually here, maybe here with the glasses, a book reading list, like of business books that I want to read. I'll put sales goals. I'll put social media goals, YouTube goals, things like that. Ideas for things that I want to try on my social media. I think that it'll be okay here because, first of all, my social media is the next section, and also I don't have one of these in the beginning of the social media section, so this can cover both of my work planners. But anyway, that's what I'm going to put here, and this is going to be quarterly tracking. So this is going to be for all of the first quarter of January. Then we get into, here's some more blank pages. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with yet, but I'm sure I will find a use for them. This is going to be for social media growth as well. This is going to be overall monthly social media growth. So where January started and where it ended, how much growth that was, maybe my like star social media posts, my star YouTube videos, what did the best, what did you guys like the most, so that I can kind of keep track of what you guys are wanting and what I can provide for you in the future. So then once we get past these, we get into the actual beginning calendar. And this is where I used to keep my social media numbers and my YouTube videos. This is actually going in my social media planner now. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to keep here now. Probably going to be mostly functional with like work deadlines and things like that. Here is my first spread, and I just planned this yesterday on, or no, not yesterday, on Sunday on my channel. So this is what I'm starting with, and this is how I keep my work stuff in line. So what I got to do each day, what is on my list this week. This week I'm working on my Still Me collection, so it's going to be a lot of that. And then just notes about things that I need to do still. 3 goals for the week, beyond, you know, to-do lists, that sort of a thing. This is where I'm going to keep my, what do I need to record over the weekend sort of thing. So this is what you'll mostly see on my YouTube video. This is the spread that I really like to plan the most, or decorative plan the most. I'm not going to be decorative planning my wellness. I might decorative plan every now and then my home layout, which is a dashboard layout, but this is what you'll mostly see on my YouTube and my Instagram. So then at the end of this calendar, I have a section back here for business stuff. So these are the work deadlines that I have pre-selected in advance. These are books that I want to read, business books that I want to read. These are release dates that I want to hit. These are brain dump pages. So these are themes that I can create for those deadlines. These are just some thoughts. Then I have these planning pages back here, and you can see I have one for Comfy Cozy Are We, which I didn't fill out that well. I actually filled out the City Sidewalks one better, which is hilarious because that's a kit that I ended up shelving until 2020. But these are project planning sheets from Happy Planner that I use to kind of map out my collections each month. So I have these in the back of this section, and I will add more as I need to add more, take out some as they finish. So that is my work section. The next section is the Stargazer Planner, and that's what I'm going to be using for my social media in the new year. I love the Stargazer collection. Oh, love, love, love. So I do have the pocket for the Stargazer and the little bookmark in the front here. I'm not quite sure if I'll keep those in there, but I just put them in there to be with it. So in the beginning of Stargazer, just like the rest of them, you have the months. This will be social media numbers. So, actually, yeah, this will be social media numbers. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. Oh, sales tracker probably. Yeah, daily sales. So just to keep track of my numbers. So this is going to be social media. The one in this section will be sales tracker. Duh. Then we have the beginning of the month. This is just like the one on the Encourager Planner. And this is where I will keep track of milestones and things like that for the month, social media wise. So this is going to be my YouTube list, what I have already planned for YouTube for the week. I don't write things in here until they are being recorded and ready to go. This is my, so the Stargazer Planner has this page in the beginning of every month, and then it's sort of a checklist on the rest of the pages. So I actually really find that perfect for social media, because really I don't need a week on 2 pages for every social media spread. So that's why I chose this one to do for social media. So this is just a sales tracker that I keep in here to document sales before they can go in there. And then we've got, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these trackers yet. Probably Instagram, YouTube, Instagram stories, or no, Facebook or something like that. But then this is my plan for the month, what I'm going to be releasing. This is going to be the sales for specific products. So like, how well did this sell? What was my overall sales for the release weekend, etc. Product ideas, things that are floating around in my head that I want to release this week or this month. YouTube video ideas, sort of. I think I want to have an affirmation up here in the top. I haven't done that yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about for this layout. And again, you can see how I'm not going to be creative planning these, because they're going to be very functional. So then for these lines, these are one each day, and I already went in and pre-dated them just so that I could keep track of it. So these are going to be like Instagram posts that I need to do. This is going to be my YouTube video for the day. Plus I'm not sure, probably like an Instagram story or something else that I want to include there. So that is my social media planning. It's very rudimentary right now because I'm new to actually like pulling out social media planning into its own planner, but it needs to happen this year. So that's what's going to happen. At the end of this section, I have a few notes for like videos I watched or books I read about YouTube and how to, or Instagram, and how to, you know, the best practices for those. So I have some pages in the back here for that. Okay, lastly is my home planner, and I will admit that this is the planner that gets neglected the most because my kids are not that active. They don't do extracurriculars, so there's not a lot of that to plan. So basically it just becomes a chore planner. I have a notes list in here for books that I want to read with Finn in the new year. One of our goals for 2020 is to read a book every night. So these are chapter books that I want to read with him. Then of course this came in the Happy Notes section, or the Happy Notes things, and I thought this would be good to put in the front. So I'm using Homebody for my home planner because duh. And just like the other ones, it has the calendar in the beginning. These are going to be birthdays or important dates. So I've already pre-written in all of the birthdays and anniversaries that I know. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one because I never have anything going on. I don't know, maybe big goals for like what I want to clean or whatever. So Homebody has calendar, and then it is a dashboard layout. And I attempted, I don't know, I was going to plan this one pretty, but I just didn't. So this keeps track of all of my bills and paydays, plus the birthdays for the month, and then any activities that pop up, because I do like Joe does robotics, so eventually something will pop up, no school, etc. So that's just like to keep track of that. And then I haven't started with this one yet. Today is Monday and it's winter break, so there's nothing going on. Oh, I can write down that we're going to go see Star Wars tomorrow night. So what is going to happen is this is going to end up sort of being less of a planning and more of a what happened kind of area. And also I want to keep track of my reading, so I'll probably put that in here as well. So I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that yet, but I did have a home planner in 2019, and I want to keep having a home planner in 2020 because I do need to keep track of chores and things that need to be done. So there's that. But this is my Frankenplanner plan for 2020. This is where I'm starting for this year. I hope that you can understand what Frankenplanning is now if you didn't before. I hope that helps give you some ideas about what you can use your planners for, because I know that we all have a ton of planners, and so we need ideas for using them. So let me know in the comment section below if you have a Frankenplanner for this year, or if you end up just using one. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section below as well. I would love to hear from you. And if you don't already, I'd love it if you'd like to unsubscribe and follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. All right, thank you.